So one thing I really like about video games nowadays is exploring the vast world that somebody else created for me. Hey fam, my name is Alan Bass. Welcome back to GAMDAN. So today I want to talk about what has God done. So today we're going to be in Genesis chapter 1, and we're actually going to skip over verse 1 through 5 and go straight on to verse 6 through 31. Basically, verses 1 through 5 are about the creation of the world, creation of light. It was the first day, and God saw that it was good. Basically, he separated the light from the dark and called the light day and the dark night. And God said, "Let there be an expanse between the waters to separate water from water." So God made the expanse and separated the water under the expanse from the water above it, and it was so. God called the expanse sky, and there was evening and there was morning, the second day. This is the creation of the sky. God created the sky by separating the water so that water molecules would rise and make the sky blue. And when it talks about the expanse, it's actually talking about our atmosphere. God created this so that we could breathe. But if God created humans, why did He make us have to breathe? He made this so that He can not only show His power, but He can constantly give life to us. So on the first day, God created day and night, and He said it was good. On the second day, He created the sky and the atmosphere, but He didn't actually say it was good. And God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let the dry ground appear." And it was so. God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters He called seas. And God saw that it was good. This is the creation of land, or rather, the separation of land and sea. God gave us a strong and sturdy foundation, so that we may expand and build our homes here. He put every piece of dirt, every drop of water, every little speck exactly where it needed to be. Wait, our planet used to be covered in water? Yeah, actually, our planet looked like Neptune, and now the Earth is still mostly covered in water. Then God said, "Let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds." And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seeds in it according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning, the third day. On the same day God made land, God also made vegetation too. Just look at the beautiful world that the Lord has created. Vegetation was the first real life that God made on earth. He put every pebble, every rock, and every grain of sand on this earth for a reason. With this, God put color into the world. With this, God made a renewable resource that also put beauty into the world, and God saw that this was good. With land and vegetation made, this was the end of the third day, and God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark seasons and days and years. And let them be lights in the expanse of the sky, to give light on the earth. And it was so. God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set them in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning, the fourth day. Now when it talks about the lesser light that governs the night, it's actually talking about the moon. That doesn't necessarily give off light, but it reflects the light from the sun. But we'll give Moses some credit for what he knew at the time. Notice how the earth's tilt and movement around the sun is what causes seasons, and God made both of these at the same time. This is surprising because it wasn't found that the sun was the cause for seasons until the 16th century. With this, we can now see the beauty of the earth during the day and the beauty of the universe during the night. So the creation of seasons marked the fourth day, and God saw that this was good. And God said, "Let the water teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the sky." So God created the great creatures of the sea, and every living and moving thing with which water teems, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth." And there was evening and there was morning, the fifth day. So this was the creation of birds and sea creatures, and it was also the creation of the first animals. Now there was an atmosphere, foundation, lights, seasons, animals, and plants all living in harmony, and the world was good, but there was something missing. So the creation of birds and sea creatures marked the fifth day, and God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, livestock creatures that move along the ground, and wild animals, each according to its kind." And it was so. God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that moved along the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. Now the world was filled with living creatures, but there was still one more thing that they needed: a leader. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over the livestock, over the earth, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, and over every living creature that moves on the ground." We were created in God's image so that we could lead. Matter of fact, everything that God created was for us humans. The world was now ready for humanity to prosper and not only survive, but to live. God crafted everything down to the smallest atom to fit each and every one of our lives. We're going to skip down to verse 31, where it says, "God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening and there was morning, the sixth day." So on the sixth day, God created animals and humans, and he not only said that it was good, but he said that it was very good. Now with humanity, the world had a purpose and was complete. Isaiah chapter 55 verse 12 says, "You will go out in joy and be led forth in peace. The mountains and hills will burst into song before you, and all the trees of the field will clap their hands." God created a beautiful world that we sometimes take for granted. The earth is beautiful, yet we look past it every day. Out of all these creations, we humans were God's finest. God only spent 6 days creating everything, but He spends more than 9 months developing each and every one of us. Isaiah 52 verse 7 says, "How beautiful on the mountains are the feet of those who bring good news, who proclaim peace, who bring good tidings, who proclaim salvation, who say to Zion, your God reigns." Thanks for watching. Sorry I kind of rushed through this one. Leave in the comments what kind of sermons you would like to see me do. And until next time, amen.